Hour again from Uptown New Orleans. Hello, I'm Grant Morris. Happy Hour is part of the family of shows on the podcast network. It's neworleans.com. When you walk into a bar in New Orleans and you pull up a bar stool, you never know who's going to be sitting on either side of you. What you do know is no matter what they look like, what they're wearing, whether they just got out of a limousine or just got out of jail, they're going to be happy to talk to you, because that's New Orleans, and this is Happy Hour, a cocktail-fueled 60 minutes of random conversation with folks who have nothing in common, other than we're all New Orleanians in a bar. Today we are sitting in a bar called Wayfare on Ferret Street, which is not just a bar, it's also a restaurant, by the way. Did you happen to know that, Christopher?
I did notice that.
Thank you very much. Tomahawk, did you know that?
I did notice that.
Wayne?
Someone briefed me.
Robert?
Smells good.
It does, doesn't it? And Adrienne? Hello. Okay, so Adrienne, you have to lean in and talk into the microphone. Say yep again.
Yep.
Ah, fantastic. Almost heard that. So Wayfare is a restaurant and a bar that serves handcrafted food and spirits with a whole new menu and a radically new happy hour that starts at 3 o'clock every day. If you guys like to start drinking at 3 o'clock, you can drink for half price from 3 to 6 and get half price food here as well at Wayfare on Ferret Street in Uptown New Orleans. Now, as you probably... let me tell you something about Uber before we go any further. Do you guys have the Uber app?
I used it to get here.
I used it to get here too.
You did?
Wow.
Yeah, what a drag, because I've got a good deal for you if you didn't have the app. Wayne, do you have the app?
My car's in the shop.
Your car's in the shop, so you know all about it. Robert, do you have the Uber app?
I do, but I haven't used it before.
You've never used
Sounds
it?
great.
Adrienne, do you have it?
I don't have it.
You don't have it. You're the only person who can use this information then. If you download the Uber app, go to either the Google Play Store or the App Store, and download the Uber app and put Happy Hour NOLA in the coupon code. You get $20 for a first free ride from Uber. So how about that for an idea? Pretty good, okay? And that goes for you too if you happen to be listening to this when you don't have the Uber app. There's still a few people that don't have it. There's one, according to our research, there's 1 in 6. It's not scientific, but
1 in
Adrienne
6
doesn't
New
have it.
Orleanians?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's what we've got from around the table here, right?
Sure.
So these 3 people, Adrienne, Robert, and Wayne, are in a band called Pheasants. So it's a pleasure to meet you guys. We're fans of Pheasants, although we're yet to see the record. When does the record coming out? Any day?
Friday.
Friday.
Yeah,
Friday
Friday. Friday is June 3rd, yeah.
Friday the 3rd of June, 2016.
2016.
So if you listen to this after 2016, June the 3rd, where could we steal it from?
You can get it from One Eyed Jacks. We'll be playing a show and we'll be releasing the record that night. But then after that, you can get it Spotify, iTunes, pretty much all the major online distributors.
Right. Any place you can steal music.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. And then we'll have the actual record on our website, so you can buy the actual vinyl or tape, and we'll send it to you.
You can buy vinyl too.
Yeah.
So how many Pheasants are there? You got a text from Joel.
Oh, Julie Odell.
Julie Odell.
She's a good friend.
What's she
She's
say?
an amazing musician.
Really? What's she got to say for herself? Where are you?
She's in South Carolina. We're talking about music. We have a show in South Carolina, so we're trying to coordinate together.
Okay. With Julie.
With Julie.
Okay, cool. So you guys are on the road by the look of it.
Mm-hmm. We are.
How's it going?
Well, we're after the album drops, we're going to be going on tour about a week following, and then we'll be going out to the East Coast, kind of up to Virginia, and then kind of loop back around and come back to New Orleans. So a couple of weeks out on the road after the record drops.
So did you tell me how many Pheasants there are, Wayne?
No, he didn't tell you.
He didn't tell me, right? How many are there?
I don't know that question. You have to ask Robert.
Adrienne, do you know?
Do you know?
It's like a handful. Yeah.
It's 6.5.
6.5.
Yeah.
So who divvies up the money around here?
It's the money. There's a giant sinkhole out back, and that's where the money's going right now.
Right. So there's no money to be divided up by anybody.
Not yet.
So it doesn't matter how many people are in the band
True.
until you start getting paid.
True. I think there's 7 or 6, but we have a new drummer, and so it's kind of like 7 maybe.
Kind of like Spinal Tap.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had 3 drummers already.
You really have. So what does everyone else play? Adrienne, you play what?
I play the extra instruments, so I've got banjo, musical saw, and flute.
You play the musical saw,
Yep.
S-A-W.
Yep.
There's no such thing as a musical saw, right? That's a regular saw.
My saw doesn't have teeth.
My saw doesn't have teeth.
Yeah.
I think we just came up with the name for today's show.
It also has an input jack, so it
So it really is made as a musical instrument.
it plugs into the amp, and then I can play around with the tremolo, and so it'll make really
Wow.
crazy space sounds.
You didn't bring that with you, did you?
I did.
You did?
I did.
Get it out.
Okay.
It's right here. Oh,
Space
this is
sounds.
awesome.
We want
Space sounds on the
yeah.
saw. Tomahawk, what do you think of that?
Space
Okay.
sounds.
All right. So, hey, while she's getting that, you guys want to get your instruments out? We'll just play something. Because I think people are going to be pretty surprised if they haven't heard this music before. It's really cool.
Yeah.
It's not what you'd normally expect or associate with a a New Orleans band.
That's a Freudian.
Or Freudian slip, right?
That's a Freudian
'Cause
slip.
Christopher is from New Zealand.
I am.
Oh, cool. Go
Yeah.
Blacks.
Yeah.
That's right.
All Blacks, yeah. Yes, Christopher's from New Zealand and he teaches in Mississippi at university there.
I do.
And you live in New Orleans.
I live in New Orleans,
And
Lower
you,
Garden
And
District.
you got a PhD at the University of Florida. I
I-
just read that on the bio.
Yes,
right
I
here just
did.
now. I didn't know that about you.
Go
so,
Gators.
So you're really confused.
Little bit. It's actually getting worse as I get older.
Is
So-
it really?
A little, yeah, I think
In
so.
what sense?
Definitely feel like half American. How do you? I mean, you must feel a little bit of that.
Yeah, well, I'm from New Zealand too. I've lived in the United States longer than I lived in New Zealand, so you
Yeah.
know, so I don't even.
I won't hit
I don't
that
know.
yet.
People ask me all the time, you know, where are you from, like every single day, and I usually say Booty actually,
Oh, really?
which is up the river by Luling. Yeah, that usually ends the conversation pretty quick, but you must get it.
Especially in Mississippi. I mean, that's.
Well, they
gotta-
don't care in Mississippi where you come from. Here,
Yeah.
people are actually genuinely interested. In Mississippi, they just want to know what type of foreigner you are.
Yeah, I mean, and the same thing.
Yeah.
I think
No
so.
offense to anyone listening in Mississippi, but I'm sure there isn't.
I'm a big defender of Mississippi.
You love Mississippi.
Pound
Okay.
for pound, you can't mess with Mississippi culturally.
Are you married?
Is this a?
Oh, I just,
Is there a
you don't
deeper
have any-
meaning to this question?
Well, I just wonder if you had any cousins in Mississippi, but you don't.
No cousin. No
That
cousin.
was a cheap shot.
We like to get it in whenever. Hey, Wayne, where are you from originally? Here, New Orleans?
No, I was born in Shanghai. And
You were
I-
born in
I
Shanghai.
was, and then I grew up in Alaska, mostly.
Okay. Well, this is turning out to be a pretty interesting bunch of people. Born in Shanghai. How old were you when you went to Alaska?
6.
So do you still speak any kind of Chinese at all?
I badly.
Yeah,
I
okay.
speak like 6-year-old Chinese.
Well,
like, you
okay.
know.
That's pretty good, though.
It's all right. It gets you by.
How many
for the good
Chinese-
stuff in life.
So
it's
did
not-
you didn't move by yourself at 6, I assume?
No,
your
my
family.
dad kind of lost his mind. He had a midlife crisis and just got sick of all the people in Shanghai. He's like, you know what? I'm done.
How did he choose Alaska?
My uncle was getting his PhD there, and so he got him a scholarship. So my dad was, he went to get his master's at the age of 40 at the University of Fairbanks, and that's how we went up to the Great North Country.
That's the way to get into the country, apparently.
I guess you got an easy way to get a visa to be a. No, who wants to move
not
to
easy.
Alaska?
Oh, and then get this, like a year after we moved, Bush Sr. decided every Chinese international student became an American citizen because of the Tiananmen Square. So technically, I became a citizen through the refugee program. Who knew?
So you're a Chinese refugee,
I am.
even though you're not. So that was Bush Senior. That was Bush
Yeah,
One.
That was Bush 1.
So every single person living in the United States from China in what year was that?
1990.
1990 became an American citizen.
Only students.
Students.
H1 visas.
How interesting. What a weird kind of a sort of a foreign policy, isn't it really? Imagine that today.
It's a brain drain, right?
I bet you Trump will do that too.
Oh, boy.
Definitely. After the wall goes up.
Refugee status.
Once the wall goes up, nobody can leave. So, you know, everyone's going to have to become a citizen.
Did you guys go to the Trump rally that was here a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, we were volunteered at it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
No. It was at the Lakefront Airport, I think.
That was so.
No, we didn't go. Did you go to it?
Incognito, yes.
Wayne got kicked out.
You actually
I was
went?
kicked out.
No kidding, you went to it as a protester?
You can
or
see
a-
his Trump T-shirt.
I had a Harris T-shirt above my Clinton T-shirt, and yeah, they ratted us out. They ratted us out.
So
we were taken away.
Who were you with? What group was this?
Just a couple of my friends who were we just wanted to check it out, and then yeah, we right before we were about to okay, so my friend had this weird all body costume that had like little vagina thing that was like on top. And
Little vagina thing on top.
Yeah, like outside, and then
All
she
right.
was gonna like unveil it right when Trump was about to. So we're all getting ready. We're like, all right,
Oh, that's
you get on my
great.
shoulder, I get on, and that's when like everyone was like, you know, like not
There
one
they
of
go,
us. You know,
there they go.
exactly.
Wow.
So they
Get
kicked
them.
us
Not
out,
one of us.
and as they're
Losers.
dragging us out, that's when the Black Lives Matter people started. They just sat down, and people got a little violent. There was pushing, and then this like ring of hipsters. Like surrounded the
Doing
black,
nothing?
No, they surrounded
okay,
the Black Lives Matter people, and then the hitting stopped. And so it took 5 minutes before they were able to like drag
ring of
everyone out.
Wait, the
Yeah.
hitting stopped because the hipsters surrounded the Black Lives Matter
Yes,
people.
the audience.
What
people
is
were
that
hit-
even about?
It's like the reverse Oreo. I don't know.
Like the power of the hipster.
2016 has been a weird
You
year.
know what?
I think.
Yes,
I think just
very-
in general.
Very odd, yeah.
I had a conversation with a friend about that the other day, and it's just, I think on personal and like larger
In
levels.
general.
Yeah.
Is there some sort of universal
I-
reason for that? Is there some
I don't
sort
know.
of energy? Anybody know anything about that?
Numerology.
Well, it seems apparent that there's something going on around the world, and I can't put my finger on it, but people are uncomfortable, and they're nothing is stable and steady, and so I think it kind of pervades everything. You can feel it, and I don't know.
You think it's worse than usual? Isn't there always a war somewhere and an earthquake
Yeah.
somewhere?
That's a good
and-
point.
I feel like we're on the verge of like a shift in collective consciousness. Like I think we're about to move from like we've been in third chakra, and we're about
Third
to move
chakra.
up as a collective conscious to fourth chakra, which is heart energy. It's like love.
What's the
So
third one?
People are becoming more aware of others. You know.
That would be great if that was true. When would you expect that to happen? I mean, it's
mean-
Wednesday today, so
We'll give it a
if we
few
could pull
years.
that off,
You know.
could we pull it off by Saturday night?
Possibly.
Sooner rather than
After
later
their
would be
show.
We'll
good.
have to believe
Yeah.
in it. If we all
Yeah,
believe, it'll
I'm
happen.
into it.
Well, if we all believe it, it would happen. You're right, Wayne. Yes, exactly. But is it going to take all of us to believe it? Because most people are still just trying to get enough money together to pay the light bill. Here.
That's true.
That's the problem. That most people aren't thinking about moving up from the third to the fourth chakra. How many are there?
But
anyway?
it's not something that anybody thinks about. It's like a collective subconscious.
It's subconscious.
thing.
Right, you know, like Carl Jung, like before World War II, he was
Yeah.
making all these, like, all his German patients had bloody nightmares, like, through 3-4 years in the 30s, right? And I mean, that was a political subconscious of the German people. They foresaw the World War II that was going to happen.
Well, it's pretty turbulent as well between the two wars, I imagine, but I think there could be something there.
You think we all have the same dreams and nightmares?
Native Americans used to dream about, being taken over. They had dreams.
Taken over by aliens? Hey, pull that mic towards you a little bit, Tomahawk. There, yeah. What do you mean taken over? You mean by communists?
Like take their land taken, genocide. People, getting
that-
taken over.
Who had those dreams?
Native Americans.
Native Americans. Did they, though?
Yes.
Really? So a whole collection of people can have the same dreams at the same time, and that ends up being a
I-
portent of things to come. Okay.
Yeah.
So what
Yeah.
did you dream last night, Christopher?
Oh God, I had a terrible dream.
What did you have?
Sorry.
Robert, what was it?
Can't speak it on air.
You
just
can
saved
tell
me,
us.
thank you.
Change the name.
No, yeah.
I can't do it.
Was it that bad?
It's too much.
Oh my God.
It
okay.
hurts too bad.
Oh no. Was it something?
It was just really weird. It was really weird. Things were done, and like I couldn't stop anything. It was very emotional, and I woke up like, it was, yeah.
Did you wake up realize you'd been dreaming and
Yeah,
thank
I
God
definitely
you
knew
feel
it was a
like
dream,
Right.
but during the dream, it was very real. It was one of those situations. It was a very emotional dream. Like we're here having a conversation. It's very like here we are. This is very normal. This is very much like that, but painful.
Was it the heat and the humidity? Because I think that affects, for me,
The termites.
dreaming.
That's actually.
No, but I know what you're
It
saying.
No,
Yeah.
like I think summer for me is definitely more of a dream time.
You need to get some AC in your house.
when you're uncomfortable.
It's not
It's
bad.
But you
like
know
the
what's
hotter-
weird?
I don't have that much
I got
to feel.
3
Yeah,
texts this
exactly.
morning. I got 3 texts this
Or New
morning
Zealand.
from friends who all told me that they had crazy dreams. One had like erotic dream about me, and the other one had
Yeah, sorry about that. I couldn't
like a
help.
nightmare, and the other one had a nightmare. So that's 2 nightmares and
I
an
had a
erotic
nightmare.
dream.
Yeah.
Which I think that's really interesting.
I think the heat does have something to do, like something about sweating and being hot and like festering, and maybe it just makes you uncomfortable. physically and somehow gets into the mind. I don't know.
Or you're not sleep. I don't know.
You
I
don't
don't know.
sleep prop- maybe
you
you
don't
don't
sleep
sleep
properly,
as
and you're
deeply.
kind of. I don't know if you're changing throughout the course of the night, and
Yeah,
What temperature do you have your house at, you guys,
76.
during the night?
Yeah.
Yep.
What do you all live together, the three of you?
No,
It's
I
not
live,
like the monkeys.
I live by myself.
You do, okay. Nothing wrong with
I
that.
like it 77.
77 you keep it at. Okay, Tomahawk, what do you-
Same.
77.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a 76.
76.
Yep.
Yeah, so we're
I'm
about the
staving
same.
that
All
heat
right.
off. I'm a 76
Maybe
man.
maybe we need to all try it like at 74 or something tonight and see what happens.
Well, my father was a 68.
68.
Oh,
That's
so
well,
weird.
don't,
It's
don't
terrible.
tell me he's from New Orleans.
My father was a 60.
It's like, you're freezing me out, man.
Well, he's from New Orleans, I'm assuming. Then,
Well,
'cause
he's
that's
from
how they do it.
Alexandria, Louisiana.
Oh, that's the same.
Which is where I'm
yeah.
from.
You're from Alexandria?
Yeah.
Okay. Adrienne, where are you from?
I'm from Michigan.
Oh my God. So does it
Very-
get
very
above
cold.
68 there? How did you learn to play the toothless saw? Lean in here so we can hear you.
My friend taught me.
You have a friend who plays the saw.
Yep.
Who is that?
Her name's Vanessa.
Does she live here? No.
Yeah, she lives here. She has a band called Daloon Deluge.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she plays the saw in that band.
No, she writes the songs and plays guitar and sings.
But she happened to be able to play the saw. Well, how did she learn to play the saw?
I think Julian Costner had a hand in that. He's in the band
Music tapes.
Music Tapes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where do you buy a saw with no teeth, first of all, right off the bat?
I ordered it online. Someone on the West Coast makes them with the input jack.
Oh, it's got like a thing you can plug in right there.
That is so
Which
cool.
so it can be, so inside that is like a pickup or something. So you
Yeah,
can-
there's a pickup. It can be amplified.
As far as we know, I think there's only like 2 makers of saws without teeth, like this particular
Right.
type of. Other than that, people usually just play normal saws.
Yeah, I've seen people playing an actual saw with a bow. You play it with a bow, right?
Yeah.
Give us a demonstration of what it sounds like by itself. And then
That's not helping my dreams. It's very late. I think this was the soundtrack to my dream last night.
and how do you know what note that is?
I don't know what note it is. I just play it by ear.
So you play along, you play it. Does it have? Can it be any note? Put it that way. If someone starts playing in a
Yeah.
certain key, you can find it.
yeah, I
you
can
can find it, and you have to jiggle your leg up and down like that
Yeah,
while
for
you're
the-
playing it.
the
It
tremolo.
looks like you need to go to the bathroom or something. Does it make you want to go to the bathroom?
No.
It doesn't. How many songs can you play with?
pay?
That looks really wild. So you have to sit there jiggling your leg up and down all night. You must have pretty big muscles in that leg by now. You think it's bigger than the other one? Have you noticed? Let's have a look.
I don't know. Robert,
Like a
do you
pitcher.
know?
in
It's a
baseball.
lobster effect. Like,
Yeah. So what are you going to play, guys?
I guess a song for you.
Okay, which one?
I think.
Oh, you're not playing the saw, Adrienne?
Not for
playing
this
the
song.
flute
No,
on
that's
the
what I do
song.
on
Okay.
stage. I juggle all the
Right.
instruments.
Okay. Well, at least you have it here, so maybe we can work it into something. Okay,
We'll
let's
figure it out,
Let's see
yeah.
how this sounds. We'll do a little bit of a trial run here and see what. We'll just launch into it, and if it sounds terrible, we'll start again. So what song are we listening to?
So this one's called High Beam Lights, and we chose it because of the setting. So I think this would work. It's kind of a folkier duet type song. So
All right.
see how it sounds.
Pheasants.
One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. If you feel warm inside tonight, however you feel, it's fine, alright, my girl. Every little waking hour here comes your eyes. How lucky I am. No one knows tonight's hiding lights. Every little waking hour still writing old gold songs. We've got till the morning still drifting along. Hours and hours rolling on into the morning, holding on to you.
Very nice. You don't hear that. You don't hear that very often, where like everything just blends together and you can't really tell what's going on.
It was beautiful.
I feel
really
like
cool.
that was like a daydream, like just
Yeah, well put. Talking about
lovely
dreaming.
Daydream. Thank
Yeah,
you.
that's beautiful.
Thank you.
Who wrote that?
I did.
Robert, you wrote that whole thing by yourself, so you bring everything to the band.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, just show up and say, hey, I got
Play
this
this.
little ditty here. Can you help me? And we kind of just work it out. Like there's structures, slight structures, and then we kind of go from there and build it from there. So
Wow, it's really beautiful.
thank you.
I haven't. Is the album available? Well, it will be available. Because all I've been able to find of yours is like some stuff on SoundCloud, like one or two songs or something, and then
Yeah, we're kind of
And the
low key
music.
on SoundCloud. Yeah.
right. And I found an awesome music video that Tomahawk
So
and I
good.
Thank
was
you.
mentioning before.
I didn't even
Thanks.
know I was doing this with you guys today, but I shared it like a week ago or something.
Cool.
I was like, this is so dreamy. It's so good.
Yeah, tell us about that video because it's a very beautiful setting. It's like and it's whose house is that?
It's called the Wonderland Mansion in the Bywater, and
Miss Stacy Hoover's place of Time Will Tell. She makes these watches. She's kind of a
Okay.
bywater.
she would always throw the most exquisite, eccentric
Elaborate, wild
Parties.
Yeah,
Party. I've
Have you
partied
been
there before, and I was
Yeah, you
like,
know
that's
what's up.
so crazy.
There's always
So-
piles of tangerines
Yes.
and chocolate truffles
And
on
my-
trays.
and fried chicken and donuts.
Yeah,
and
it's
like,
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
She has this watch store in the French Quarter. Is that the same person?
Yeah, it's called Time Will Tell.
Time will
They're
tell.
very big in Japan.
Really? Big in Japan.
Yeah, that's their big market.
How do you happen to know that?
I'm very good friends with their personal assistant,
She has a personal assistant.
of course.
Okay. So she's doing pretty good, this Stacy Hoover. All
Oh,
right.
yeah. The last name will tell you.
What's that?
The last name lets on.
Hoover.
Yeah.
Is she part of the Hoover family, a vacuum cleaner?
I don't know.
Rumor has
Rumor
it.
has it.
Rumor has it.
Rumor has
Wow. Well, we need to know her if she's
No,
part
we
of
shouldn't
it.
be saying this.
But
Yeah.
Well, if it's true, it's okay.
Yeah.
Even if it's not true. She's a super nice person, Stacey Hoover.
She is, and
She
so
is.
Wonderful.
these parties she has are kind of. I thought they kind of the song itself lent itself to that sort of environment, and so I went to one of those parties, and I immediately thought like this would be a perfect situation.
So
for
how did
this
you get
music
invited to
video.
that?
I know.
Christopher and I weren't invited.
Exactly. I was looking at these
Chris wasn't
invite-only
invited, right?
parties.
You have to know somebody.
Yeah, you just
Is
kind of
this eyes wide shut
get a
kinda?
tip, you know?
Well, Tomahawk, how did you get invited?
A friend texted me and said,
See, this is
"Come
where
to
we
this."
fucked
It
up,
was the
Chris.
end
I know.
of Mardi
That was a
Gras.
lead-in.
And
This
I was
year?
like,
Was
I
it
was
this year?
tripping on mushrooms. I was feeling
Right.
really good. Been drinking champagne all day, and here I am in this paradise wonderland. And it was kind of like that video. When I watched the video, I was like, oh wow, this reminds me of everything about the end of Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
Can you
Yeah.
get us some of those mushrooms?
We actually
I mean,
have some.
I ate
You
them
have
all.
some
I'm
on you?
sorry, I ate them all.
Where do you get them from?
That's secret information.
Was it?
Kind of like the parties. Like, you just kind of gotta know
Where do
somebody.
you guys get mushrooms from, Adrienne? Where do you get yours from? Robert, is it from people or do you go pick them?
Bilbo Baggins.
If you need mushrooms, I
Well-
heard if you go to Antiqui's, the bar in the quarter, and go in the back room, there's always someone.
Is that right?
What?
Look, Allison, our photographer Allison is
You
excited to hear
She's
that.
really
That-
happy. She's very happy
I
about
guess we're
that.
uncensored.
So we
That's
used
good
to
to
pick
know.
them. We used to pick them from the cow fields out
Right.
in the country here in outside of Alexandria.
Right.
You gotta be careful about
But
it.
you got to know what you're doing because if you pick them after the sun has been hitting them all day, they become more toxic and they'll make you sick.
Oh, that's interesting.
So
You
listeners-
have to get you have only got like an hour or so in the morning when the sun comes up.
Right.
And it has to be like, I think 76 actually.
It's got to be pretty
Talking
moist.
of
I
And,
76.
actually microdose because I actually have tumors in my liver, and
I have
did
tumors in my liver.
I have tumors in my liver.
What do you mean by that?
I have tumors in my liver.
What-
They're not. They're
I
not
know.
cancerous, but
What are they?
oh no.
inflammatory pseudotumors of the liver. So they look exactly like cancer. I thought I was dying of cancer for quite some time, and I did a lot of research. And what I found out is that psilocybin mushrooms, actually make like tumors disappear. They actually eat away at it.
Right.
Not just different types of mushrooms, but psilocybin mushrooms especially.
Will kill cancer.
Well, I'm not. I mean, they shrink tumors.
Okay.
Cancers are not. So, I do like to eat mushrooms. I like to microdose because it says medicine.
Well, yes. Can
Yeah.
you get it legally prescribed? Given that you have tumors that need shrinking. Okay. So that must have been a pretty good day that you found out you didn't have cancer.
That was a great day. I was at the MoMA in New York. And
what
is that
happened?
it? The MoMA?
MoMA, the art gallery,
Yeah, and I get a
Museum of
call
Art.
from my surgeon. I was waiting for months. And I was like, all right, y'all, I don't have cancer. Let's celebrate. And I had two of my girls from here, from New Orleans. We all partied together.
But up till this point, for how long did you think you had cancer and you were going to die?
About almost 2 years. Wow. So I live my life every day like I'm going to die tomorrow because.
Congratulations.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
nice going.
Thank
So you were misdiagnosed then for 2 years and no one told you the truth.
No, I had inflammatory pseudotumors of the liver.
But why
So
couldn't they do a biopsy or something at the
I
beginning?
did a
and say-
biopsy. Actually, what's real crazy, I still need to get a surgery because when they did the biopsy, which is the only way to know if it is or isn't,
Right.
because it looks like cancer in every type of imaging available.
Right.
But so I got the biopsy. They left the biopsy needle inside of me.
Oh,
Gosh.
So I'm like kind of.
How is that even
I have to deal
possible?
with this whole like lawsuit situation right now, and in
Jesus,
Minnesota.
lucky we've come along today because
Yeah,
that sounds like you
right.
could be making a lot of money that you could invest in a band.
I'm in pain, but I'm alive.
It's painful too.
I'm alive. Oh,
From a
yeah,
needle. You
every
have a
day.
needle inside you right now.
Like a literal thorn in my side.
Jesus.
They left it by accident?
Yes.
Oh.
I don't think they do it on purpose.
Purpose,
No, yeah.
It's premeditated.
Yeah, I was like thinking for a second. I was
What
like,
is a biopsy? I thought they went in with a needle like an aspirate from the outside and they just sort of sucked the bit out. I didn't think they actually opened you up.
The one. Well, no. It's they actually they like put you under this machine and they go underneath your rib cage and it's like
They
almost
punch.
like an injection. Yeah, but then they take a part of it.
Yeah.
It's weird. I don't know. It kind
It's
of
like a
me out.
Santa punch
I don't like
sort
to go
of
to the
thing.
dentist. I don't like medical shit. That's
No.
why I'm like, ugh.
I hate it, but I like it when
I'm
it's
just gonna eat
someone
more
else.
mushrooms and like live like everyday cows.
So they don't actually give you general anesthetic and you don't give a whole operation. It was some sort of procedure.
No, yeah, they do that.
They do. You had a real operation.
I mean,
So
yeah,
okay,
it's,
who
yes,
did this?
it's a procedure.
What hospital
but,
was this, first of all?
I can't talk about that information.
Why not, Chris? You're
It
not
was
a
in
lawyer.
Minnesota.
Why do you care?
I just know this will be the one
It was
podcast
in
where it's like a
Minnesota.
lawsuit.
It was in Minnesota.
Are you from Minnesota? It wasn't one of our
No,
local
I just
hospitals.
lived there for 10 years.
Mayo
Okay.
Clinic.
And after that, I was like, no, but Mayo Clinic. I went to the Mayo Clinic, and they're the ones that figured it out.
Okay. They said,
And then they were
"You've got
like,
a
we
needle
are
in."
hands off. You can't like.
Oh,
They're
no.
like,
Don't even come in the door.
They don't, yeah, they were like.
So they were the ones who found the needle, or they were the ones who discovered you didn't have cancer?
that discovered the needle
Shit. So that must be
after a year of
and
being
it's
in pain.
still
and
in
being
there.
like,
Why
what
can't
the
they-
fuck? Why am I in so much pain?
right. But
Yeah.
why can't they take it out?
Oh, they can. I'm
What's
just
the
scared.
holdup?
I'm honestly scared.
I'll do
Like
it for
I'm pretty
you.
bold. Like I have like no fears, but I'm scared of that. Yeah. I have to.
And
I
you're
have
a,
to like.
and you're a burlesque dancer,
I'm a burlesque dancer. Yeah.
so you're naked a lot.
Yeah, I'm actually a professional muse and nude model,
That's where I recognize
and
you.
I dance with Boyfriend. We do a rap cabaret. And
yeah.
Boyfriend.
So here we are at
love
Brooke.
Boyfriend.
I know.
We've arrived
Oh,
at
boyfriend?
Brooke.
Yeah, we just did a photo shoot.
Oh,
with
Brooke
her.
Savage. I just did a photo shoot with her the other day.
She's the personal
Yeah.
assistant to
She's my
Stacy.
friend.
Oh,
She's
how
Stacey
funny.
Hoover's personal
Yeah,
assistant.
you should see our latest
full
photo.
circle.
Congratulations.
We
Already,
got-
nice
We did it.
going.
We got kicked off the trolley, dude.
Oh, you guys
got
got
kicked off the
in your
streetcar.
leotard?
That's tough, man. You got to do a
She
lot
was
to get
wearing a
kicked off the
leotard. I was
trolley.
in lingerie and a robe.
Okay.
You get kicked off the streetcar?
Are you for real? The dude is like,
$1.25,
I'm about to call the police.
Oh,
I was
gosh.
like, go ahead. I dare you.
Who said that?
What
to
a
you?
The
ding
phone,
dong.
I'm like,
The streetcar
didn't
driver
pay?
said that.
and boyfriend's like, we gotta go. Y'all, let's go. This ain't worth our time. Like,
Were you shooting something, or you were just going?
we were
home
doing a
or what?
photo shoot. Yeah.
Did you paid the fee, the toll to get
Yeah,
on?
we paid the
Oh.
day fee, and on the way there, the guy on the
No
on the way
photos.
there, he
get
was
your money
like,
back?
he was all like, "Oh, good luck! Like you guys are." Oh, he was all like
Yeah.
excited.
Who
but
would
then
kick a couple
this
of
other
chicks off the
dude,
streetcar in lingerie for
he
Christ's
had
sake?
some
bad
weird, like I
days.
think it like triggered like maybe an ex-wife or some kind of I don't know. He was angry.
He was offended.
He was offended. No, I think actually he was offended.
Yeah, I'm sure.
No,
Well, how
actually.
long was he going
Yeah.
to stay on the streetcar for, this guy, all day? I mean, why didn't you just get off and get on the next one?
We did that. We had to do that. Yeah. But we went and shot at a house. Yeah. Brooke is great.
No,
she's
she's,
yeah,
uh,
she's
So
yeah,
she's the
lovely lady.
photographer.
Special.
No, she's
She's special.
she's a writer and just a time traveler in general.
Yeah.
Okay.
She makes some really amazing clothes too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And her name
she
is
makes
Brooke
I
clothes.
got to wear one of her
Brooke
robes
Savage.
on stage the other day at Cafe Istanbul.
as part of
Ah,
your
it's one of her one of her designs.
that's as part of your own show,
I dance with Boyfriend.
right?
I'm a dancer, so I
Right.
perform with different artists. But yeah, Boyfriend, the female rapper.
Yeah, she is.
She had a.
we
She was
love
on
her.
this podcast.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, she was
like
on
that.
Happy Hour.
She
with
was?
us. She's been on a few times.
Oh, nice.
She's hosted it for me.
Oh,
Actually.
cool.
She is
wow.
great.
She is great.
We love
Yeah.
Boyfriend. So what? You have your own show too, though, right? You do your own act as Tomahawk Tassels.
Tomahawk Tassels, yeah.
And what does Tomahawk Tassels do?
I do Native American inspired burlesque.
Are you Native American?
Yeah, I'm Cherokee and Irish
All right.
from Oklahoma.
So you could be a leprechaun as well.
In a past life, I may have been a leprechaun.
No, I mean as part of your act, you could do Tomahawk Tassels one night and
I
then
mean, yeah, I guess I could.
Naughty
Actually,
leprechaun.
well, my last name's Riley. My real, I shouldn't
Right.
say that on there, but yeah.
too late.
But yeah, it's
We
like
can't take it back.
it's an Irish name. I used
Right.
to work at a big Irish bar, so,
what do
I've
the,
pride for both sides, you know.
What did the Native Americans think about you dressing up as a Native American and taking your clothes off?
Well, they,
On stage.
actually got protested.
That's pretty impressive. I wondered if that was going to be the next part of the story.
Well, it was kind of a series of events. I was protesting myself with I Don't Know More, which is the indigenous peoples movement to protect the earth and land and water, and the women especially. But so it was right after they had gone after Victoria's Secret and Gwen Stefani, and I lived right behind the American Indian Center, and so I knew these people.
They
who
went
were,
after Gwen Stefani, did you say?
Yeah.
What'd she do wrong?
She had this video called "Looking Hot" or "So Hot" or something. Do you know what I'm talking about? She had to remove it. She had to take it off. But
What-
it was like all these images of her being sexy, but she's like this faux. I mean, she's blonde. She's American. Okay, whatever.
All right. But
She's
she was dressed as a
she's
Native
like
American?
tied up against a tree, and then
Italian
her band, they
American.
were like cowboys. It was like cowboys and Indian themed. But so it was really controversial. And then then Victoria's Secret, they have like models going down the runway, blonde girls in big headdresses.
Right.
So then, like, I guess after that, they went after me, which they're like, oh, you're a pretendian. You're not really native. You're just.
Right.
And I'm
Pretendian.
like, pretendian.
What a great name.
How rude. I
I'm going to
know,
write that
I'm
down
sorry.
as well. Pretendian. Did you make that up, or is that some sort of...
No, then. I got haters.
Do you have like people who
I
are
love my haters. It's all right. I actually tried to give them hot chocolate because it was cold. It was like negative 10 degrees. I'm like, these motherfuckers are protesting
And
me
you're
in
dressed
the
up as a
snow.
little Indian with nothing
Very
on?
pretendian of
I
you.
danced to Prince's controversy while I was being protested. Because
Wow.
Minneapolis Prince
Did
controversy.
you? Yeah.
Wow.
Well, that's pretty
We're touching
interesting.
all the bases now.
Yeah, we got Prince into it. Did you ever meet
See what
Prince?
some
Does
cocktails
everyone
will do?
in Minneapolis know Prince? Or did
I
they
wouldn't
rather?
say we all know him, but I mean, I've met him.
You have met
Yeah,
him.
Yeah.
So did you actually have a conversation with him?
Brief. Not really.
What did he say?
More like, I don't even remember. It was like in passing. It was at Paisley Park. I got to eat pancakes in my pajamas, watching Prince in Paisley Park.
Okay, say that again. Say
a
that
lot
again.
of
Say it very
Prince's
fast.
pancakes in Paisley Park in my pajamas.
Nice. Okay.
Did you play basketball against him? Do you know about his basketball skills?
Basketball?
Of course. Well,
Oh yeah.
Well
documented. Yes, on the
basketball skills.
Chappelle Show, which is a clear.
Well, you didn't play basketball because that doesn't begin with P. That would be pass.
true.
You only
Pass the ball.
so who made the pancakes?
Prince has like got a staff. I mean, he had like
Oh man.
no, yeah. You
I wanted
wait
him
in
to make
line,
the pancakes.
and you well, it's really interesting. So here's
Stacey
the deal.
Hoover's assistant might have made it.
You like go in. There's no cameras. There's no phones. There's no drugs. No booze. No cigarettes. Nothing. He wants everybody there to be sober. So like, you're just hanging out for
That's
hours
ironic, of
waiting
course.
for him. Yeah, and then he finally comes on, and you're like, yes. And you're eating pancakes. Prince's
he
Prince's pancakes are so good.
Does he perform
Oh
or
my
is
God.
it just hanging out at his house?
No, he's performing.
He's performing.
Yeah.
So it's
But
free as well.
No, it's like $50.
What a
No,
strange
it was
thing.
a
What an
$50 cover,
interesting
but
guy.
keep in mind that he had sold out shows all that week in Minneapolis. You couldn't find a ticket for less
Right.
than like $600.
Right.
So
What an interesting
Yeah.
guy he was, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And so what do? You moved from there to here, from Minneapolis, St.
yeah, I
Paul.
just moved back right before Mardi Gras, actually.
This year, 2016.
2016
So you
in
were
February.
here for a while, and then you went back to Minneapolis.
I've lived here on and
To
off
hook
for
up
about
with the haters.
To hook up with the I wouldn't say I hook up with the haters, but
And then what made you go back and forth?
the seasons. I mean, I tried to always be here in the winter and there in the summer.
In which summer? And so the New Orleans summer, you get out of here.
Well,
So
I
you
mean,
have summer in
well, it's
Minneapolis.
more. It's not that I'm trying to get away from New Orleans ever. I'm always sad about it, but it's more that I like Minneapolis in the summer. But I've decided I'm just staying here indefinitely. I don't care anymore. I'm just like I'm
You're
here.
going to stay.
I'm here.
You're not
yeah.
going this summer, you're staying.
No, I'm staying.
Okay.
I'm gonna sweat.
All right. Well, the
I'm
good
ready to
news is
sweat.
that hurricane season's been cancelled. Did you hear that?
Oh,
Yeah, it's the 1st of June today as we record this show. So I don't know if you heard that. Did you hear the news?
No, I
It's
didn't
been
know.
cancelled. Due to lack of
Please,
interest.
please fill us in.
Yeah, they just cancelled it. So that's good news for everybody, I think, right? So you can stay for the summer. Hey, so listen, I just have to do this. I have to tell you about some of the commercial sponsors of the show. Does anybody want to play something in the background that will make it sound like sort of, not so bad? Sort of, some sort of... Yeah, get the
some
saw.
space saw.
Yes, get the saw. With some space music, okay? It's right over there behind you. That's it. Okay. So this saw sounds a bit like a theremin, actually.
Very much so. Yeah.
It's sort of like a poor man's theremin. It's like backwards theremin. How much is the saw?
This one? I don't know. I guess with the input, I guess it was over $100.
$100, not bad for a musical instrument, right? $100
not-
for a custom-made.
Very
musical
unique.
instrument. Okay, so you guys can play anything you like, and it's like I don't know. It takes me about a minute to get through these. This is the band Pheasants. Adrienne, Robert, and Wayne, at least. Hey, thanks very much to the people who made this show possible today. There's more coming up after this, but Uber are one of the lucky people who get to help us make happy hour. If you find yourself a few drinks in and you need a ride home, Uber is the smartphone app that connects you with a ride at the tap of a button. It's safe, it's easy, and it's reliable. All you do is request a ride at any time, and a car comes directly to you like magic. Your driver knows exactly where to go, and payment is completely cashless. Wherever you're headed, count on Uber for a ride. You don't need a reservation. And if you've never tried Uber before, you can download the Uber app and enter Happy Hour NOLA in the promotions section of the app for a free ride. of up to $20 courtesy of us here at Happy Hour and the nice folks at Uber. Thanks to the Basics Swim and Gym, we can get a full range of fashion swimsuits, workout and yoga clothes with super style. Basics Swim and Gym is on Magazine Street near Jefferson Avenue, and about 2 blocks down from there is a shop called May's Guitar and Sisters in Christ Record Shop, where you'll find thousands of records and books and a huge array of vintage guitars, vacuum tube amplifiers and effects pedals from the 50s, 60s and 70s. Whether you've never picked up a guitar in your life or you've been playing forever, you'll find a gem at May's Guitar on Magazine Street, 3 blocks down from Jefferson on the downtown side of the street. Thanks to the Hangover Destroyer, only all-natural product. I'm almost like in a trance now. You guys, I feel like I'm higher than those mushrooms. Thanks to Hangover Destroyer, the only all-natural product medically proven to prevent a hangover. You can go to the Hangover Destroyer website. It's called hdestroyer.com. And there you can write Happy Hour in the coupon code and get 30% off of Hangover Destroyer, and you too can seize the dawn. So it's Happy Hour NOLA in the Uber coupon code and Happy Hour in the Hangover Destroyer code. But I'm sure they can give you the money back no matter what you write in the coupon code. Like, I'm going to have to just sober up now. Okay, that's dreamy.
So dreamy.
Thanks, guys. That must be great.
You said
to be able to do
background
that.
music, man.
Yeah, it was
Good
perfect.
background music.
That was gorgeous. That was very nice. What is this thing here that looks like an eraser?
That's the rosin.
Do you use rosin like on a violin?
Yep.
Oh, that's because you do play the violin. Oh, you put it on the bow for the
Yeah,
saw.
on the bow for the saw.
Oh, yeah, right on. Okay. I got it. Okay. So, Christopher, what do you teach actually there in Mississippi?
I teach writing.
How to write.
I do. I try.
And who are you teaching? What kind of people?
I teach mostly upperclassmen. So I teach
What does that mean?
juniors and seniors. I had to learn all this terminology too.
I don't know what that means.
That means in the 4-year American system, the students are in their 3rd and 4th year.
Oh, so they're 3rd and 4th year students. Okay.
Which is weird coming from New Zealand where they don't.
We don't have any of those terms.
No, and we don't have writing classes in that way. So that was part of the reason I came to the United States.
So you can't learn to write in New Zealand.
I think
go
you
to
can,
college.
but they don't have the same kind of like intensive writing classes.
So what do you? Hey Wayne, you don't have to put that away. You can play another song if you want in a minute.
Oh yeah.
Do you guys want to do another one before we get out of here in a couple of minutes?
Sure.
Okay.
But yeah, I was
No,
enjoying
not
this.
right. No, not
yeah,
right now.
Okay,
Just say
cool.
don't put it away. You know,
Yeah,
get it back out of here. So
Get
what
that
do you
fiddle
mean?
boy.
What are you teaching? Like how to write what?
No, so I teach composition classes, so there'll be essays of different genres. So they might have to write a response essay or critical analysis or some kind of report.
What's
so
a
it's
response
different,
essay?
You know, if I assign a particular piece of writing that they need to respond to and analyze and think about how that argument is constructed.
How do you teach someone to write exactly?
I think it's all at onceness. I don't think that you can teach like, oh, this is how you incorporate a quotation, or this is how you do a transition from one paragraph to another. I think
So
it's
how do you? What do you start off with?
small, low-stakes writing assignments. So have them writing
Dear
every
sir,
week. No.
I have a needle.
Oh,
in my
mate.
liver.
I was contemplating that kind of legal writing as we were talking about that particular
Yeah.
issue.
Could you write a good letter for Tomahawk?
Yeah, I need some help with that.
Yeah.
Well, there's writing for legal, like pre-law. There's all sorts of courses at different
But what
universities.
are you teaching exactly? Like how to write what? How to be like? What would I do if I went to this course? I could end up being a writer.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've taught different classes, but it depends on the class. So, for example, I taught a professional writing course and last semester, and in that professional writing course, we moved through different kinds of genres. So we looked at how one would compose a cover letter for a job. Then we looked at how one would compose a memo in the workplace or whatever. So there's like really practical applications in that particular course. And then I teach.
Couldn't you get this off YouTube?
I
I mean, would I have to really pay $40,000 or whatever?
I don't think it's $40,000.
What university are you teaching?
I teach at the University of Southern Mississippi.
What does that cost for me to go there for a year?
I have no idea, but it's not that.
It'd have to be pretty cheap to just learn how to write a memo.
Well, it's part of
You've got to
the.
be doing more than that, surely. You're underselling this thing.
Oh, okay. Well, but I mean,
Make it sound more interesting.
so when they
I want to go
so I'm
to
going to
school.
get you to
You
take
want to go
my-
to school to learn to write a memo.
Yeah, I want to learn how to write a
You
memo.
do?
I do.
Well, I can hook you up with Chris.
Really?
Yeah.
I can do it off the books.
After
But they build through the course of the semester. So they might start with something like a memo and end up with like a larger proposal where they write about a real world problem. For example, last semester, students wrote about actually one student wrote who was from New Orleans wrote about addressing the issue of the condition of the roads in New Orleans, and wrote to a specific audience about how this is an issue that touches upon the lives of people in New Orleans and how this
It was
might be
more
going
than
about.
just it's all fucked up. It was actual
it was
reasoned argument.
Yeah, and it was
Speaking of lawsuits, I have a friend who, because of that, he got in a bike accident, broke his leg, and he's now involved in this heavy lawsuit because of the potholes.
Dear sir.
Yeah, like
exactly.
he's
It
like,
comes back
Another
to it.
good one.
Yeah.
he's like not working right now because he's just
Broke his leg because his
yeah,
bike hit a
'cause of the fucking
pothole.
potholes.
You can sue the city for that?
Yeah, apparently.
Okay, but you're going to be in line a really long
I don't know.
line.
I
pretty
mean,
broke.
I hit a pothole in a vehicle and it tore out the bottom. I immediately called the police. I was like, this is like, I just nailed this, just destroyed this car.
All right.
And they're like, well, I mean, you can, get in line. And I was like, well, what do you mean? Like, explain exactly what you're talking about. And he just said it's so incredibly backed up that it'd just be waiting for years just to get,
But every single person who drives a car in New Orleans has had their car fucked up in some way by the
Yeah,
streets.
but this
They
was
have
like
to.
they had gouged part of the street out and they didn't put the orange cones or whatever to alert. So it was just like,
I feel like that happens all the time. Or maybe
Haven't
like
you
drunk
seen
people,
that? Yeah.
like do drunk people come by and remove them?
Maybe, yeah.
Like really, it's
Why
an
blame
actual
the drunks?
issue,
It's
though.
always the
Yeah.
drunks.
Yeah.
Why couldn't it be sober people who've just
Have you
removed
seen the art that people make in potholes?
Yeah.
Like pothole art, and they make these
Yeah.
little beautiful like
Oh yeah,
scenes.
I saw one
I love it.
in the Irish Channel where they'd taken a huge, like like a
Sinkhole.
stuffed snake, and they put the snake into the
Yeah,
pothole.
right.
And it was coming out of the pothole. It was quite impressive.
Yeah.
But I mean, we've got roads on top of clay and sand.
Mermaids.
Sand moves around.
Mermaid.
You saw a mermaid
Oh,
in a
yeah.
pothole?
Mermaid in a pothole, Adrienne?
Yay! I'm a mermaid.
Yeah, I saw a whole beach
I'm a
scene
mermaid,
somewhere in
too.
Broadmoor. Someone had done with there's deck chairs and
somebody glittered a pothole. That was a good one.
God.
pretty
They
good.
just filled it with concrete and glitter.
For someone like you, a local, I heard a story, and I think it's apocryphal, which is someone put a couch in a pothole in Lakeview. Does that sound
It
believable?
sounds
Yes, it
totally
does in
normal.
Lakeview.
Okay, so there's enough space.
Yeah, they're just like, this is so
put a-
ridiculous. We're going to stick a couch in it.
and it has enough.
Hilarious.
Okay.
you could almost get a bus.
That's like
into
its
some
own
of
form
those.
of protest right there. Just
Right.
like, fuck y'all,
I mean,
we're
we
putting
had
a couch in there.
We had Sinkhole de Mayo.
that's
Yeah,
funny.
I mean,
Sinkhole
you know
de
what I'm
Mayo.
saying? Like
Great
people
New
here are
Orleans
like,
story.
whatever we can do to make it, wild.
Yeah.
But you talk to people who grew up here and who are older, 60 and 70. They say the streets didn't used to be like this.
I don't.
It's not just the clay and the and the floods.
So it's a
and
lack of maintenance because that doesn't.
It's something to do with that, apparently.
But they go round and they put asphalt in, and then the
yeah,
roads.
but have you seen how they fill up these potholes?
There's a
of all,
science to
Pretty
it.
bad.
First of all, it's the pothole killer truck that's just filling it up with little bits of gravel and tar that don't do anything. It just turns the pothole into a bump then.
And then
Now
that's
you've
just
got a ro-
eroded.
Which is really annoying to
Or-
bike over.
It's terrible to bike over.
sucks
That's
to bike
worse
over.
because you like
Yeah.
talk at that. You could shake the needle right out of your liver.
Oh God.
I saw a picture of St. Claude Avenue, actually a whole series of pictures in the 40s, St. Claude. It was really beautiful street, and there was not a single pothole, sinkhole,
There
whatever
you
you want
go,
to call
see.
it.
Any
It
guys
was
with
just
tattoos?
completely different looking scene.
Any guys with tattoos down there at that time?
Didn't see any
Not.
tattoos.
No, see, that's all changed.
so,
It's changed too with
There was
the
a
building
street
the.
like
so there's
furniture
material
stores,
evidence that the roads were worse.
So-
Yes. No, better.
They were
Oh,
better.
I mean, better. Sorry.
Yes,
Yeah,
the roads
yeah.
were great.
They were great. Yeah, they was
They were
really
flat.
beautiful. The street, the whole thing, it was like a series.
So
like
this
an
is
entire
then.
series.
Then it
And-
must be an issue of
Well, there
maintenance.
could be. It could be that there's more cars now. I mean,
I would
there's
say that would-
thousands
you could-
more cars than there ever used to be. Everybody's got one or two cars, and there's giant, giant.
And the cars are
SUVs.
bigger?
Well, they're giant
Global
SUVs.
warming.
Global warming.
Well, let's
that's
face it,
part
we're
of
all
it.
just gonna sink soon.
More
it's all right.
sunlight.
Yeah, but
Live like
realistically,
there's
they
no-
probably
Obama.
just
Thanks,
paved
Obama.
those roads not too much earlier than
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
maybe they were still in pristine shape.
That's possible,
and
yeah.
it's-
But certainly
we're
bef-
definitely sinking.
And
that's
now
a
they're just
fact.
layers upon layers of like where they've fixed, like
Yeah.
you said.
And
or
the
not fixed.
On my street, there's a sinkhole on the corner, like on the corner of my street, and they'll come and fix it, and it's all good, and then it's back to sinkhole again, just start sinking. And I've lived there for 20-something years, and it's
black
been
hole.
the same thing over and over. It's a cycle.
We kind of live in a vortex too, so
It's an ongoing practical joke
I mean,
on
like,
you.
It is.
you know,
When we
time
get
space
the-
continuum.
when we
is
get to the
different here,
fourth
too.
chakra,
Yeah.
is this going to change? Is the mayor going to suddenly wake up and go, I got a great idea to stop people killing each other and get the potholes fixed?
What is that?
I don't know. Is that going to happen? It's a question.
I'm gonna get my students
I
on
hope
it.
so.
If we all
I hope
dream,
so.
If we all dream tonight, if we put it down to 74,
Ah. All right.
and we can all dream about
Yeah,
the
okay.
potholes being fixed and people stop killing each other,
I like it. I like
that
it.
might do it.
It's a good one.
So what is the fourth chakra? Is our heart chakra.
Right.
Why don't you get these kids to write about that?
I'm interested in. I taught a class about vaudou in Haiti, which is where I did my research last semester, and having kids from Mississippi write about Haiti and think
That's
about different
funny
religion.
right there, right?
Yeah.
What were you doing in Haiti? What attracted you to Haiti?
I went there when I was in graduate school before the earthquake to write an article for a magazine, and that turned into an academic interest in the ways that Haiti is represented. So that was my primary research.
Did you go hear a bunch of music there?
I did hear some really good rah-rah music
Yeah.
at the Hotel Olofsson, which I
That's that famous hotel that everybody,
Yeah.
that band Ram plays at.
Ram.
Did you hear Ram
Yeah,
play
I
there?
went to a couple of those. So Ram was.
And what's it like, actually?
It feels a little bit like here in some ways. There's a similar kind of energy, and
What's the similarity?
well, I mean, there's
Potholes, I bet they have potholes.
there are some similarities
Right.
in regards to the roads in
And people are
Port-au-Prince.
killing each other like crazy.
Well, I think that's one. I mean, that's kind of a media misconception about what happened after the earthquake. But
Okay.
it's a Haiti is always described as the poorest country in the Americas, and
I thought it was the poorest country in the world.
I don't know what the poorest country in the world is. I only know that
We
Haiti's.
can Google that.
Yeah,
Somebody
it's-
can look that up.
But
Tom
yeah-
Hawk, Google that. What's the poorest country in the
But you
world?
must go if you ever get the chance to go to Port-au-Prince, the Hotel Olofsson, Thursday nights.
Thursday nights with Ram.
Yeah.
So what made you go there? What attracted you about it? Of all the countries in the world you could have gone to study.
It felt very far from New Zealand, I guess.
Syria, what's
I'd
the
You
been
went
worst country in
from
the
New
world?
Zealand
Yeah.
to Haiti.
I was 6 months into living in the United States, and I took a flight and went down from Florida and just stayed there for some time and kind of wrote an article. I actually wrote one for the New Zealand Herald, which you're
Right.
familiar with.
Yes, it's the daily paper in Auckland, the
Yeah.
biggest city in the country.
Yeah.
Are you from Auckland?
I'm from Auckland.
You're
yes.
from
First is from
Auckland.
Auckland.
Okay, interesting.
Why,
It's the
have you-
Republic
have you
of
been-
Congo.
No, it's
The Republic of Congo is the
Thank
poorest
you.
country in the world.
That makes sense.
Okay.
Google says Malawi, but I don't believe it.
Malawi.
Depends on the
Well,
measure, I'm
where
sure.
did you get it from, Robert? Not Google. You got your own source?
20th, top 20, or whatever, something, index.
Yahoo.
I think he's right.
You think it's Congo, not Malawi?
Yeah,
I don't even know where Malawi is. Where is that?
it's by the south of Tanzania,
Okay.
by Mozambique.
Okay. Well, how do you know that?
I drove through there.
We're so privileged. Can I just say?
Yeah.
Like the fact that we can. Oh, let's Google that. Like,
Can you believe
oh,
all
let's
the
Uber.
knowledge
Let's
in the
going
world?
there
Uber.
is
You know, like,
privilege
God,
That's
like
a collective
oh,
consciousness,
Man.
you know.
Yeah,
So
but you.
privileged.
But Tom Hawk, you glossed over that last statement that Wayne just said. You
What's
drove through
that's-
Mozambique and Malawi.
I did. Mozambique, worse potholes than New Orleans.
What were you driving?
I was driving a Honda Ballad, which is like a Honda Civic.
Ballad?
Ballad, they call it, and I raised it 7 inches.
You raised it yourself before you took
I
off.
paid a guy $100. He raised my car 7 inches. It's well worth it.
Call that 7 inches? Did you say that straight off? What were you doing over there?
I was just driving around.
Right,
was,
just driving around Malawi and
Yeah.
Mozambique.
Did you notice the Mozambique flag?
The party flag?
The national flag?
Party
Yeah.
flag?
Has the AK-47 on it. It's
Yeah,
one of
it
the
was-
few countries.
Is that right?
It was pretty rough. Like, you see, there. I mean, the northern Mozambique is still pretty. You see ghost villages, go there and just. Yeah.
Well, just tell us really though. How did you get? What were you doing in Mozambique? Just get an
I was
idea to
dating
go.
a girl.
Well, now. Right. I was
yeah.
dating
That's
a girl.
always it.
Yeah.
End of story.
Okay. And was she from Mozambique or?
No. She was teaching in Namibia, and then I went over there, and then I spent like a year just after.
Yeah.
just driving around.
Are you still together?
Just driving
No,
around.
no.
100
Oh,
bucks
that's-
well spent.
What happened to her? Where's she today?
I think she's working for a startup in the Bay Area.
Wouldn't you know it?
Yeah, exactly.
I
But
was
she's doing
teaching
good.
in
She's
Mozambique,
doing
and
good.
now I'm working for a startup in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
Well, you're playing violin in a crazy band in New Orleans. I guess that's wacky too. How did you get here?
What?
Why are you looking at Robert?
You don't have to answer, Wayne.
Yeah, I played the fifth on that one.
Okay, all right. That sounds like an interesting story. Christopher, you have a follow-up question?
Well, I mean, I like that you backed away from that very quickly and it made it seem like I think the mystery hangs in the air.
All right.
Maybe for off the air.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell it at the Pheasants show June 3rd when I Jax. There'll be a free
Okay, all
concert
right.
talk.
If you want to know what Wayne's doing in New Orleans,
I'm
how
gonna
he
hold
got
you to
here
that, Wayne.
from
I'm gonna hold you to
Alaska.
that.
How many Chinese people are in Alaska? Your uncle, obviously.
In my
I-
town, there were 7, and
7?
3 of them were in my immediate family.
Okay, that's pretty good.
How big is the town?
30,000 people.
Okay. Well, you know, Kim Vu is a person we know, is a friend of ours who does a show on this network called Milo's Music Parlor. And she's Vietnamese, and she lived in Alaska too. And she said when she left Alaska, the Vietnamese population was cut in half. There was her and one other person. Did you know her?
No, I didn't know any Vietnamese people.
She
There's a
said
lot of
they're only
Filipinos
two.
there.
There's a lot of Filipinos. What are they doing?
Can I, I'm really curious about living in Alaska, though. Like the day and the night.
Pickup trucks and country music. And
Really?
There's a lot of smoke. They identify more as Alaskans.
So it's
than
the South with
Americans.
ice.
Yeah. No, okay. Number 1, gun-related violence in the nation per capita, Alaska. Number 2, Louisiana.
Whoa.
Wow, we didn't know that too.
Alaska's
That's
number
new.
one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because there's bears.
Bears
But
kill.
I feel like the lack
That's
of
not
sun,
violence.
though. I feel like lack of sun or too much sun, you know, that's got to make you feel real crazy.
Yeah, you got to get between 76
Oh my God.
and 77.
Wait. I want to go back to that statistic.
His
yeah.
dad was a
Wow.
68, right? Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah,
That's
your dad was
it's
a
terrible.
68.
Harry Rando, if you're listening. It's so cold. My mother
Okay.
was always complaining.
I think that's a real stat.
No.
What is the most violent? It's the violence
Yeah,
aspect.
most gun-related violence per capita is Alaska. Number 2 is Louisiana.
Yeah.
I believe it. That's,
I believe it.
per
Alexandria,
capita-
Baton Rouge, New Orleans are pretty rough.
what are they?
But what was the pothole situation like?
The what?
The pothole situation.
Oh, the roads are pristine.
Oh,
There you
nice.
go. So we
There
can
you
have
go.
that
They
going
got
for
that.
us.
They
We
got
got
that.
oil money up there.
Swings and roundabouts.
And how old were you then when you decided I got to get the hell out of Alaska?
When I graduated high school, I was planning my move south.
Exile. Where'd you go first?
Chicago.
Oh, well, I guess it's slightly less cold
Yeah, it was fun.
and equally dangerous. I think there's a lot of people shooting each other in Chicago. That I think might be the murder capital of the country
Nowadays,
right now.
yeah, it's pretty.
I actually lived in St. Louis, and it was the most dangerous city in America
It was.
for 2.5 years. Yeah,
When
and
Nelly was
when I
there.
was living there, it was right post Nelly, right after he got big. Yeah.
Okay, Adrienne, where are you from again?
From Michigan, the
it-
Motor City.
Is that dangerous there?
Detroit,
Oh my God.
definitely.
That's one of the most
yeah.
dangerous cities in the country. Okay, so everyone comes from one of the most dangerous cities in the country. New
Auckland-
Orleans.
I heard Auckland's pretty rough.
Auckland's bad.
Not now that I've left.
Actually, how is it over there? Seriously, with crime and stuff like that.
Well,
Is it-
I mean, it's the anecdote I always go to, but like it was strange seeing police carrying guns for the first time when I moved to the United States. So that's something that doesn't happen in New Zealand. There's other countries where that's the case too, but that was something that was like really visceral and that you would notice. But no, I mean, I grew up on the
Monastery.
in the suburbs of Auckland. I'm a big Auckland defender because a lot of Americans go there and they see it as like a kind of a stopping, like kind of like they're just touching down and then going off to the South Island.
Which
But
they should do.
yeah. No, Auckland's beautiful. The west coast of Auckland is incredible.
Well, look at you.
As a product of
Yeah.
New Zealand, I'm not sure if I
Come on.
am a great
That's
ambassador
beautiful,
for New
right?
Zealand.
Isn't he
totally.
beautiful? Really
The
beautiful.
beard is just
I think
Yeah.
we all agree.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Take a look on our Facebook page.
one time. There it is.
Clothing.
Hey,
There. Oh yeah.
what? So tell people. There's a lot of people listening to that. Well, there aren't. There's almost no one listening to it, but there are a lot of people who are listening. No, that's not true. There are, Andrew Duhon's mother listens to this. We know that for a fact. So tell Andrew Duhon's mother and other people listening who would like to know, if Trump is elected, how would I move to New Zealand? Because that's what everybody wants to know.
I see that on Facebook, and that's something. It's funny how it's not easy. I can tell you that for Americans to move to. No.
What's the hold-up?
I think
what's the requirement?
There was some point system. I remember when I was a kid, and I don't know if this is something that you're familiar with. The point system to get into New Zealand. It has to do with income, education level. There's this whole matrix that they
you
do.
get like so many points for having 20
Apparently
bucks.
so. Apparently so.
So if you can show up with $100,000 and you have a PhD,
I think
you're more likely than if you've only got $10,000 and you're stupid.
New Zealand may follow the American model, which is that you are doing a job that they've advertised for New Zealanders and that no other New Zealander can do.
Okay.
I think that.
But here you can get in with that. I got in with that, for example. That's how I got in, by saying I'm a person of exceptional talent and ability.
Which is true.
Which is ridiculous.
Oh, no.
You make
Okay.
it
Oh,
up.
sorry. I went for the cheap compliment
Thanks,
and got
thank you very much.
it
No,
slapped
you have
back.
to just get 3 people to write a letter that say that you're like some...
Things may have post.
I'm sure it's more difficult now to come here
Yeah.
than it was when I came here, which is way before anything to do with 9/11.
I mean, I'm going through the process right now, and I'm waiting on the various documentation.
But you're a professor at a university, so that's got to count for something.
It helped, yeah, for sure, definitely to have
The
a.
guy on the radio, it's pretty more difficult to...
But that's an exceptional talent. I mean,
It's exceptional ability. Exceptional ability. So, but what the real deal is, to answer the question,
Yeah.
is there a way to get out of here and to immigrate to New Zealand?
I mean, apparently there's a 1-year work visa that Americans can get pretty easily, and then I guess you could
okay.
parlay that into something.
So that's the way to start out. To
You
get
got to
your
be under
1 year.
30, right?
For that one,
Do you?
Oh, for Australia, it's got to be under 30 for the 1 year.
Well, Australia, we don't care about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Choose-
a whole, that's a
Kinda
different-
choose
Nobody
the-
wants to
All
move
right,
to
didn't-
Australia.
choose the better country,
I
my
think I
friend.
just
Yeah.
sensitive stuff.
If you're going to move, you might as well move to New Zealand. Nobody's going to move to Australia.
No.
If you're listening to this and you're thinking of that, don't do that.
Arizona with beaches.
Arizona with beaches. Okay, so
pretty
you get for the 1 year work.
Yeah, actually, when I said that, it wasn't such an insult. Actually, it was
sounds
a real.
nice.
It's
Sounds
kind
like
of a good.
California.
It was a great compliment,
Yeah.
actually.
Okay, we have to get out of here and make way for paying customers in a minute. But what about Pheasants playing us another song? I see now Adrienne has the banjo out.
Yeah, she's ready.
Robert has his guitar, and Wayne's got the
What are we playing?
fiddle at the ready.
Can I request the song that you just released this video, this beautiful music video?
Yeah, Levin's
We're-
Party.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like.
I don't think
We
we've
can
ever
do
played a
that.
request
It's
on the
so
show
dreamy.
in all the years we've been doing it. Let's.
I mean, you don't
play
have
it?
to. You can say no.
We can do it.
But
We can do it.
Wow, good on you, Tomahawk. Nice
All
guy.
right.
And thank you, actually.
And you have a show on Friday.
Yeah.
One-Eyed Jacks.
Yeah, if you're listening to this before
Cool.
Friday, June the 3rd, go down there. If you listen to the show after Friday, June the 3rd, 2016, you just have to go get the record called Pheasants, spelled the same as the bird, on
Go back in
Spotify
time.
or YouTube or anywhere.
Our website's pheasantsband.com.
Yeah.
Okay.
You could travel back in time, go to the show, then come back.
That's cool.
Go back to the party.
Yeah.
Go back to the party. That's where I want to go.
Courage comes with the fleeting feel of falling plums. I don't mind. Sun casts its shadows on a faceless mind who's spilling cups. Careening boat when you can't stand up. A jealous hag wipes her face with 1,000 dirty rags. This was all she had to say. This was all that matters to her now. Laughing, if I go to your party, would you still be there? Even if the stars all adore you, I won't care. I won't care.
last-ditch shadows on your empty room. Who's feeling bad? Wash your face, change your boots, and start walking. Now you're just a cat. With your silver spurs, change comes like that. This was all she had to say. This was all that matters to her now. Laughing, if I go to your party, would you still be there? Even if the stars all adore you, I won't care, I won't care. Searching for the main line, looking for some downtime when everything feels right. Born in the city, got a job that sucks, man. Gotta get clean out of sight. Going to the country, got a friend out there with a boy who looks like mine. Tonight I'm gonna write my best song, honey, 'cause that's how I choose to fight. This was all she had to say. This was all that matters to her now. Laughing, if I go to your party, would you still be there? Even if the stars all adore you, I won't care, I won't care.
Oh my God, that is so great.
It's really odd. It's like
Nice job. You guys are onto something, don't you think?
Yes, absolutely.
Don't you think, Tomahawk? This is just, you just have a feeling that there's something
So
about this.
wonderful.
Something about
What
this
is
music.
the feeling? Can you describe
No,
that?
I was trying to put my finger on it while they were playing, actually. What is it?
It's like, I feel like it's like that. There's a word to describe it, but when you go to an old bookstore and you're like thumbing through these old books and you feel all the souls that have kind of like loved these books before, and you get this like warm, there's actually a name for it. I'll pull it up. You get this warm glow in your soul, and I feel like that's kind of what you guys do. Yeah.
That's a pretty
Give me
good
a warm
description.
glow in my soul.
Yeah, nice, well put. Christopher, how would you describe it?
I
You're a
think
professional.
that encapsulated it. I think
Yeah.
it's very warm, and also the dynamic between the three. To see it in person, that's why you should go to One Eye Jack's on Friday.
Very well put.
Agreed.
I think there's some sort of a level of, like you were talking, almost an antiquity, a sort of a confidence about it that it doesn't sound like
But
something.
like this really sweet, like innocent reminiscence, and it's also
Yeah.
it's like affectionate. It's like it just makes you want to go like caress someone. Like I don't know.
But it sounds like it sort of has an, I don't know how to put it, but it sounds like it has an eternal kind of a feel, like it's
Yeah.
always been around. And yet it's not like anything you can say, oh, that sounds like, XYZ.
And writing without cliches.
Yeah.
But I feel like also
Well
in my
put.
mind, like that party,
Yeah.
it has this
Stacey
weird.
Hoover.
All right.
I love
okay.
that way you
all
say
right.
that.
All right.
Hoover.
All right.
She's nothing
It's
but a
got
hoover.
this like legendary, weirdly like fantasy reminiscent, dreamy quality to it, which is like I'm like, well, of course that's what they would put in their music video, of course.
Beautiful, really beautiful.
Makes
Before we
sense,
go, we have to
yes.
get out of here. Just tell us, what is the word tattooed on your wrist, Tomahawk?
Mercy and grace.
Mercy and grace on each wrist. Wow, cool. Grace and mercy from my angle, actually. Oh, I can do it.
look at it like this.
Yeah, nice. Okay, that is happy hour for another week, everybody. We've got to get the hell out of here. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's fun.
It's been great. The Pheasants have been here.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you their exact names. Adrienne Edson, correct. Wayne Shah and Robert Allen from
Yeah.
the
It's good.
Pheasants.
You did it.
From Pheasants, not
Yeah.
even the Pheasants, just
Pheasants.
Just Pheasants.
Yeah.
Dr. Christopher Garland has been here as well from New Zealand, Florida, Haiti, and Mississippi,
Thank you for having me.
and
It was
the
wonderful.
Garden District as well.
That's right.
And Tomahawk Tassels, and you can find links to all these people on our website, itsneworleans.com. We have links to everybody. You can find out what they do and where they are by going to itsneworleans.com, find Happy Hour, and check them out. Thank you so much for joining us. Graham DePonte produced our show today, and Chris Kehoe is our associate producer, and technical director. Christian Unruh is our music director who found Pheasants. Thank you very much, Christian, for that discovery. Mitch Foreman is the person who wrote our theme song and is currently playing it. If you'd like to be on our show, and you can sit around the table here for about an hour without falling off your chair, drop us a line. Our address is on our website, itsneworleans.com, where you can check out many other hours of Happy Hour, as well as some other shows we make here at INO Broadcasting. Out to Lunch with Peter Raschuti, live from Commander's Palace. True to the Game with the very funny Chris True. Midnight Menu +1 with Margot Moss and the man who ate New Orleans, Ray Canata. Louisiana Eats with Poppy Tucker. Milo's Music Parlor with Kim Vu, and the podcast about death called Death the Podcast with psychologist Dr. Adrienne Edson. You can also find other great Louisiana podcasts at itsacadiana.com and itsbatonrouge.la. You can keep up with us on Facebook and on Twitter and a bunch of other time-sucking social media as well. On all of it, we're called It's New Orleans. You can find photos from this show on itsneworleans.com and on our Facebook page. Those photos were taken today by Alison Moon. If you listen to this on iTunes or Stitcher or some other podcast app that you prefer, thank you for subscribing to our show. Take a moment, if you can, to stop everything and rate and review us. That helps other people find us. Our show is recorded live today at Wayfare on Ferret Street, where they put fine dining onto a plate and fine booze into a glass. You can come here and have Happy Hour every day from 3 to 6. Or join us back here next week. Happy Hour is a production of INO Broadcasting for itsneworleans.com. For Andrew Duhon, who's on the road and back here next week, and Graham DePonte and everyone sitting around the table here at Wayfare and back at our office at INO Broadcasting. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Grant Morris. We'll see you back here next week on Happy Hour.
Hi folks, Dirk Bentley here. Being on the go is a big part of my life. I love seeing new places, meeting new people, and performing all over the world. For energy on the go, for me, it's 5 Hour Energy. It works fast, works long, and it tastes good. With 0 sugar and 4 calories. Try it. It could work for your on-the-go life too. 5 Hour Energy. Energy on the go.
Get 5 Hour Energy at your local 7-Eleven.